Chase away the power of Satan, far away beyond the land and sea. Phil forgot about His kingdom, giving joy and liberty to all. Calling people all around the world, let's unite into one. Spreading for the glory of the
Today is the 27th day of the 9th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, November 1, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 참 부모님께 경배 바로 Let us recite 가정맹세.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Good morning, brothers and sisters and our dear elders. Welcome once again to our morning devotion. Let us join Kuya Edward Mayo in heart as he leads us in offering the opening prayer.
Hi, good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, elders. Our national leader. Please join me with our national prayer. Our dear most loving Heavenly Parent, loving true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Father, we thank you for this morning, for gathering us together with all our brothers and sisters, with all our leaders, family members, Chunbo members, Heavenly Parent. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity that we could be able, Father, to pray together and learn together as we continue, Father, to do our responsibility, continue, Father, to offer everything that we have so that we could be able, Father, to contribute, Father, for the establishment of your kingdom of heaven. Thank you that you have protected us and guided us, Father. And also thank you, Father, for all our elders who have sacrificed everything, Father, so that this foundation that we have can be reached at this time, Heavenly Parent. Thank you so much that through them and through all their sacrifices, we were able, Father, to continue living this life, Father, that our true parents have been envisioned, Father, since the beginning, Heavenly Parent. I hope and pray, Father, that all of us, as we continue, Father, to really overcome our own weaknesses and uh, our own self. We did a lot of things, Father, that sometimes we failed, Father, to really do our responsibility, Heavenly Parent. I know, Father, that you truly wanted each and every one of us to really do our part and give everything that we have, Father, so that truly we will become your children who would be able, Father, to give joy to your heart, Heavenly Parent. Because we know, Father, that truly you wanted, Father, that each and every one of us, Father, can really be able, Father, to do our responsibility and be able, Father, to give joy to your heart, Heavenly Parent. Father, I pray that today, as we will be hearing from our national leader, Heavenly Parent, that we will really be able, Father, to inculcate in our mind and our heart and be able, Father, to retain it, Father, so that this will truly guide each and every one of us, Father. I know, Father, that you wanted each and every one of us, Father, to really do our part, Heavenly Parent. So thank you so much, Father, for always guiding us and always protecting us, Heavenly Parent. I hope and pray, Father, that we will really be able, Father, also to do our part. Thank you so much. We want, Father, to offer and report all this. In our name, we do our Central Bliss family. Adieu.
Aju. Thank you very much, Kuya Edward, for your heartfelt prayer. Now, I would like to invite the person Heavenly Parent has chosen to be his mouthpiece today. May I request Ms. Charmaine Mayo to read our Hondake material today?
First of all, let us offer our unison prayer.
Aju. My apologies, it's not in the program. And yes, I'd like to request now Ms. Charmaine Mayo to please read the Hondoke material for today.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning to all our leaders, Pleasanter families, Chonbo families and couples, to all brothers and sisters. Good morning. From our reading for this morning from the book of Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hakjahan Moon. Chapter 3, The Marriage Supper of the Lamb. Continuation. In order to multiply God's lineage, the true mother has to bear many good children, and therefore she would have to marry in her teens. Such a bride should be of a patriotic family. I realized as well, with a life of faith inherited over 3 generations. 3 years before that, a number of single women believers had put themselves forward as marriage candidates before Father Moon. Several around the age of 30, in particular, had high hopes as Father Moon himself was nearing 40. Even in that circumstance, and having publicly announced the date of the holy wedding, Father Moon had maintained silence. He was waiting on heaven to decide who would be his bride. He knew that God is the one to prepare the only begotten daughter. Only God can confirm the bride for whom the marriage supper of the Lamb is conducted. God alone knows who is to become the mother of the universe and the mother of peace. For all of for the salvation of all of humankind and realization of a world of peace, I determined myself and declared before Father Moon that I would rise to the position of the true parent. I accepted Father Moon as the only begotten daughter for the accomplishment of our Heavenly Parent's will. It was God's call to me to become the heavenly bride and the mother of peace. I knew that my path would be unimaginably difficult, yet I pledged I would live for God and absolutely fulfill my mission to save the world. I pledged before God and Father Moon, no matter how difficult the path may be, I will complete God's providence of restoration during my lifetime. And then I pledge one more time. I will do whatever it takes to fulfill our Heavenly Parent's will. I have defined and lived my life with that commitment. The course of human events is often unpredictable. Church members were so astonished when the news spread that Father Moon had chosen Hak Jahan, that 17-year-old nursing student, to be his bride. Some people thought it was a false rumor. Some were taken aback. Some rejoiced. Others were jealous. I remembered Father Moon's words from 4 years before. You will need to make sacrifices in the future. And I knew that each day was going to be a learning experience concerning what that meant. When my maternal grandmother's ancestor, Jo Han Jun, showed sincere loyalty and devotion to his country, he received the revelation. I will send to you I will send to your lineage the princess of God. In return for my ancestor's devotion, his sacrifice with no desire for recognition, God chose our family to exemplify the tradition of loyalty and filial piety. My mother was born to my grandmother, who had deep piety, and I was born to my mother. I traced God's will to send to the world his only begotten daughter, who was born fruit through me, back to my ancestor Jo Han Jun. To fulfill my mission as God's only begotten daughter, I have a firm belief and unflinching will for the sake of every nation, every religion, and every race. Going beyond all fallen world boundaries, I am called to reconcile nations and races with benevolence and love. I am called to be like the ocean that accepts and absorbs the water of all rivers, big and small alike, embodying our God, who is our Heavenly Mother as well as Heavenly Father. I am called to embrace all who are lost and have no one to receive them with the heart of a parent. Excuse me. I set these things in my flesh and blood, in my beating heart, and have not for 1 second forgotten the will that God entrusted to me. 60 years have passed since our holy wedding, and my husband is now not with us physically. More than ever, no matter what my age or physical condition may be, my beating heart drives me forward on the path to become the mother of the universe and the mother of peace one in mind, one in body, one in heart, and one in harmony with the one who guides the providence. Our holy wedding ceremony. Jesus was born to humankind 2,000 years ago. God intended that Jesus find his bride and that they would stand in the position of Adam and Eve, who were lost at the very beginning of human history. Together, Jesus and his bride were to have grown to attain the position of true parents, providing living examples of a true husband and wife, parents and family. However, God's hope for Jesus and Israel was not realized. The Lord went a secondary course, dying for us on the cross. We cannot imagine how devastated he must have been when Jesus returns. His priority is to find the bride with whom he will create a true family, society, nation, and world. Through the true parents, the sorrow of heaven and earth can be alleviated and the victorious foundation for God's ideal world can be laid. In this providence, excuse me, the prophesied marriage supper of the Lamb, the day of our holy wedding, was the turning point. The day when God won his victory and recovered his lost glory. Furthermore, this was a day of joy for humankind as it inaugurated a new history in which all can live together not only with their true father but also with their true mother. Adieu.
Jew. We are indeed blessed to have our true mother whose love and kindness and determination is unrivaled. We are also blessed to have ears to better understand God's heart and respond accordingly. At this point, we shall be hearing the 10 points of gratitude of our dear elder here in CDO, Ate Nancy Del Rosario. Let us welcome her with a round of applause. Welcome, Ate Nan.
Morning, everyone. Good morning, Heavenly Father, brothers and sisters around the globe. Here are my 10 things to be grateful for. Number 1, I am grateful to Heavenly Father who created us all, who gave us life and the right to live, for He gave us the air we breathe and the rest of the creation we live for. Number 2, I am grateful to know and meet our true parents who gave us example on how to become ideal person and to build an ideal family. For they are the parents who serve a living model for us. Number 3, I am grateful to know the divine principle which give us guidance in our everyday life. For this is the way to be rightful and truthful. Number 4, I am grateful for my existence, which makes me a compliment to my ideal husband. Number 5, I am grateful for my husband, who makes my life complete, for he is the source of our strength and foundation in our family. Number 6, I am grateful to our children, namely Alexandria May de Rosario and Krishan, that proves that we are one family under God. For they are our reflections of love and inspirations in our family. Number 7, I am grateful that we were engrafted to the lineage of two parents through the blessings, for because of them, we inherited their heart as a true parent. Number 8, I am grateful for all the blessings that we receive every day, every second, every moment, and every day of our life. And the blessing that continuously given to us, especially as the gift of life and gift of love that comes from our family, friends, and relatives. Number 9, I am also grateful to all the challenges that makes us strong as a family, that makes us sweet and makes us closer every day. For this could bind us into deep and more meaningful life. This is my 10th grateful things, but this is not the last. I have still many things that to be grateful for, but I just give 10 for the meantime. I'm grateful to you, to all of you out there who are patiently listening right now to me at this moment in time because uh, you made my purpose today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ate Nancy. And I miss you very much, including Alex and Krishan. Yes. And of course, yes, Sabonim, LJ. I miss you too. And our trainings. Um, it's truly inspiring to hear the 10 points of gratitude from Ate Nancy. We are also reminded of the things that we should be grateful for every day. Very refreshing. Thank you so much, Ate Nancy. Now, let us hear the blessed families of Cagayan de Oro as they sing in one voice a song from one of my favorite musicians, John Denver's Perhaps Love. Let's give them a thunderous applause.
Perhaps love is like a birthday, shelter from the storm. It exists to give you comfort, it's there to keep you warm. And in the times of trouble, when you are not alone, the memory of love will bring you home. Perhaps that's like a window, perhaps an open door. It invites you to come closer. It wants to show you more. And even if you lose yourself and don't know what to do, the memories of love will see you through. And God's sound is like a cloud, sound strong as steel. It's our way of living, it's our way to feel. Some say love is holding on, some say letting go. Some say love is everything, some say living slow. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of pain, full of fire when it's cold outside. Thunder when it rains. If I should live forever, when all my dreams come true, when memories of love will you. Some say love is holding on, some say letting go, and some say love is everything, and some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of comfort, full of pain, and a fire when it's cold outside, from thunder when it rains. If I should live forever, and all my dreams come true, the memories of love will be
Woo! Yay, I'm so happy to hear a classic from our dear elders. Very inspiring song. Perhaps love for from John Denver. We need more songs like that in this generation and time also. Yes. Thank you so much, Blessed Families from Cagayan de Oro, for offering that wonderful song. Yes, I hope I can join next time. Yes. Now I think everyone is internally prepared for another dose of inspiration and life. And here to offer us his constant support and guidance, we also receive love from him every day through his internal guidance. Please help me welcome our hardworking national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. Let us welcome him with a virtual applause.
Thank you very much, our teacher Naomi. First, I would like to greet our heavenly parent and true parents. Good morning, heavenly parents and true parents. To all our beloved leaders, Shandu families, Placenta families, brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I would like to welcome all of you once again for our National Morning Devotion. I would like to also express my gratitude to our Region 10 family for hosting today's morning devotion, and thank you very much for our blessed families who offered their wonderful performance this morning. Maraming salamat po. Also, I would like to appreciate our elder sister, Ate Nancy, for your wonderful 10 points of gratitude. Truly, every day, many things to be grateful for in our life. And thank you so much for sharing those points. Yeah, so for Saturday and Sunday, we had very fruitful days through our activities. Also, the Saturday we had the PWPA. Yeah, so it was really very inspiring. I hope many of our members could join and participate that conference, especially that we have presentation on our side. Dr. Rahim Mirshahi gave a very wonderful presentation, very inspiring presentation through parents teaching about our blessing movement. When it was supported by research, it became very powerful. And so really it was amazing. And of course, the topic was so interesting and really wonderful presenters gave their presentation. It was really inspiring. And also Saturday, we had the Regional Youth Forum, Saturday and Sunday in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Yeah, even though not so many could participate, but I think it was a very good really opportunity to be able to really educate the youth in Bangsamoro. I hope later on we can also expand our chapter in that area, our IAYSP, and even our later on Universal Peace Federation and Family Federation. And also last night, I'm grateful to the Filipino-Japanese community. Last night, I was invited. Also, they have an invitational program. Also, it was a very beautiful program. Their speakers was high level from the Philippine Embassy in Japan and also in Korea. Also, their topic is about the communism. These people are from the defense and also from the embassy. They have presented about the work of NTF-ELCAC this time, the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, and the work of the CPP, NPA, NDF. So also in PWPA, so this week, all these topics were interconnected. Yeah, so we could see that education is really important. Knowing the information, and then in our side, we are doing education for our RYF. So about the victory over communism, the critique and counter proposal to communism. So we can see now the value of true parents, teaching. Really we have to really teach this to people. So education is really playing a very important role. So that's why our professors, World Peace Academy, also is really playing a very important role. So and I thank you very much for all your support. Truly, it was a very fruitful weekends, Saturday and Sunday. And also, we joined the Hojong Nori, so thank you very much for joining that really program that even our true mother directly is have participated, have watched actually that the program. So this morning, I would like to share with you okay, so let's begin. So this morning I will be sharing a topic from True Mother's autobiography. So when I was reading also True Mother's autobiography, I could see how really inspiring this time. Really, education is really important, and raising up our young people. Raising up our young people, really, they are our future. And so today I will be sharing this topic entitled "The University Changing the World." Let us study from the autobiography of True Mother. Mother said, "My mother returned to God's bosom. November 3, 1989 is an unforgettable day for me. I had traveled with my family to attend the long-awaited accreditation ceremony at Songhua University in Cheonan, about an hour south of Seoul. During the ceremony, I received a call from Seoul. Your mother is in critical condition. She will return to God's bosom soon. As soon as the ceremony ended, I rushed back to Seoul to be with my family at my mother's bedside. My mother, Hong Sun E, was gradually losing consciousness. Everyone was singing holy songs. So this was the time that Mother Demonim went to the spiritual world. And then she really waited actually for the accreditation. She was waiting for a long time. Mother was explaining here. She was very happy that the Songhua University, which is now Sanmun University, at that time was had the accreditation. So mother and father, whole family went there, and then suddenly, that also moment, Demonim is about to go to the spiritual world. To mother's mother. Mother said, my mother had been extremely happy when the degree programs at Songhua University gained government accreditation, and she had remained conscious until the day of the accreditation ceremony. As I put my arms around her, she opened her eyes for a brief moment. She stared at me quietly and then gently closed them. That was our last farewell in this life. So that was 1989 when Mother Damonim, who really took care of her parents so much and really attended with utmost sincerity, with absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, our two parents transitioned to the spiritual world. So she really waited for True Mother to arrive, before she finally leave this world. I truly, and then how much devotion she has offered actually to support True Parents' work, and really took care very well of our True Parents. And then from the very beginning, how she took care of our beloved True Mother and really practiced her absolute faith to our Heavenly Parent, even before she had met our movement. Really, she is one of our great model, our Mother Demoni. Thank you so much for her really tremendous effort and devotion, and really taking care of our beloved True Mother. So from that time when Mother came, then she already finally transitioned to the spiritual world. True Mother said, I was pleased when my invitation was accepted. So when Mother Demonim passed away, Mother said, to honor my mother's ascension, one distant relative who came to pay respects was a former president of Korea University, Dr. Hong Il-sik. Since the 1970s, he had wanted to create a Chinese-Korean dictionary, but no one in the government sector or at any university would provide the needed support. When my husband and I learned of his vision, we were inspired and offered support. It was only later, as the relationship between Korea and China developed, that Korea recognized the value of his work. I was pleased when At a later date, Dr. Hong accepted my invitation to chair the Sonhak Peace Prize Committee. So it was amazing. So Dr. Hong, whom we always see now during Sonhak Peace Prize Award ceremony, he is a relative of True Mother. Because of the ascension of Demonim, he came to pay respect, and then True Parents learn his vision also, Mr. Hong, but because of he couldn't receive support also from the Chinese, Korean, the government. He couldn't receive from the government, so he couldn't continue. But later on, True Father and True Mother learned about his vision, so they were very inspired, and they offered support. That's why also Dr. Hong couldn't neglect True Mother when True Mother asked him to chair the Sonhak Peace Prize committee. So he's a relative of our True Mother. So because of this, so now he joined, and he is now the chairman of the Sonhak Peace Prize committee. So True Mother said, through God-centered education, people can impact the world. Songhua University's roots go back to 1972. We set its foundation when we opened the Unification Theological Seminary at the Puri Chongang Training Center in Gyeonggi-do. It was more than 20 years later, in 1994, that Songhua University went international with a new name, Sun Moon University. Its motto, Sun Moon, is recreating heaven and earth, reflects the university's belief that through God-centered education, people can impact the world. And so we have also some second generation graduated from Sun Moon. So maybe many also of our members, or maybe not so many, but some were able to visit the Sun Moon University. So the Songhua University, Mother was explaining, have now become after 20 years, now became international, and the name was changed to Sun Moon University. So Sun Moon's motto is, Sun Moon is recreating heaven and earth, reflects the university's belief that through God-centered education, people can impact the world. So really, True Parents now, True Mother, is investing a lot through education. So for those who were able to go to Sun Moon, we could see how beautiful Sun Moon University is, right? Its main campus in Asan. Really, True Mother's investing that really Sun Moon University will really become really the top university, not only in Korea, but in the world. So especially having its really very beautiful motto, right? So True Parents establish schools, with actually one motto, loving God, loving humanity, and loving one's nation. So all the educational institutions that True Parents have established. So Mother was saying here that through God-centered education, people can impact the world. So schools where our children, second generation, third generation, will be going to is very important, right? So schools that is teaching about God, actually really very, very dangerous, right? So schools that are really teaching also about God, or really the education is God-centered, then people who are going to finish and graduate from these schools can make impact to the world. That's why really how important our schools. We are lucky in the Philippines, we have also schools in our country, right? So we have to continue to improve and develop our schools and really educate our young people to really become children or sons and daughters who can really give impact to the world. True Mother said, our goal simply was to provide the highest quality education possible. My husband and I always supported the advancement of learning as an intrinsic good. There were times when we faced difficulties due to misconceptions that the Unification Church had objectives that would compromise the school's academic integrity. But our goal simply was to provide the highest quality education possible. We frequently invited celebrated scholars in all fields to deliver lectures. Sometimes we would spend tens of thousands of dollars for just an hour of expert training for our students. Father Moon respected the professors, although he really disliked if they neglected the personal teacher-student dynamic in their classes. He emphasized that the professors, students, not his or her academic colleagues or the school's administration, are the proper ones to evaluate the professor's performance. So actually, we cannot imagine the investment of true parents, right? Even though there are many misconceptions that people are saying that our church or our unification church had objectives that would compromise the school's academic integrity. But Mother was saying here, our goal was just simply to provide the highest education possible to parents, really, despite the very, challenging situation, especially in the early days, how much really true parents invested so much effort and really thinking about the importance of education, right? Actually, our true parents' goal is to really, provide the highest quality education possible, and then really balance education, not only external, right? So this is true parents' desire because of their seriousness in thinking about the future. Mother is saying here even that we frequently invited celebrated scholars in all fields to deliver lectures. Even we spent, tens of thousands of dollars just for an hour of expert training for our students. How much true parents have invested, really getting the most, really intelligent speakers for specific topics. We pay thousands of dollars, these experts to just to provide training for our students, so we could see how much the parents have invested and continuously investing, right? So Mother is saying here that true father respected the professors, although he really disliked it if they neglected the personal teacher-student dynamic in their classes. So also true parents understood the importance of, the personal relationship of teacher and student. Also in the classes, the dynamics in their classes is very important. Also, Father emphasized that a professor's students, not his or her academic colleagues or the school's administration, are the proper ones to evaluate a professor's performance. So really, Sun Moon University invested so much also about the professors, right? That's why also through the students, they have to be the ones to evaluate the professors. It's very important. Also the quality of the professors, the teachers who will going to teach our students, our second and third generation. So that's why one important key, right? So really, true parents have invested so much about Sun Moon University. And not only Sun Moon University, but all our educational institutions worldwide. So Mother said, it is a tradition-oriented institution of higher learning with significant influence. Sun Moon University has gradually built an outstanding student body that, in terms of nationality, is the most diverse of all Korean universities. Recently, it received the highest ratings in several evaluations and has been awarded several government-sponsored research projects. It is a tradition-oriented institution of higher learning with significant influence. Just as tree with deep roots grows well, universities develop best when they stand on solid principles and academic research. Sun Moon University sets high standards for its professors, and the lights in their offices are often on deep into the night as they interact with fellow scholars around the world. It is not uncommon for online conferences to continue until dawn. So really, Sun Moon University, I think first time I visited Sun Moon was in 2007, and that time also we attended a workshop conference, I think that time, together with most of our leaders that time. They were in CARP, and then actually they were in the other side. So that was the first time also I visited Korea in 2007, and that time I learned that time is still around, I think, more than 50 nationalities already are studying in Korea. Now I think around more than 60 or 70 nationalities already are studying in Korea. So Mother was saying here that our school has the most diverse of of all Korean universities now in Korea. Really, students are coming from all parts of the world. Mothers had recently received the highest ratings in several evaluations and has been awarded several government-sponsored research projects. It is a tradition-oriented institution of higher learning with significant influence. Really, research is actually very important in an institution. So just as a tree with deep roots grows well, Mother said universities develop best when they stand on solid principles and academic research. So Sunmoon University sets high standards for its professors, and the lights in their offices are often on deep into the night as they interact with fellow scholars around the world. So it is not uncommon, Mother said, for online conferences to continue until dawn. So we could see also how the professors are really working very hard. The professors are really investing also to really prepare well and really, always advance, their knowledge as they interact with fellow professors worldwide. Mother saying here, it is not uncommon for online conferences to continue until dawn. So can you imagine how much also the professors, selected high-level professors also in Sunmoon University, how much also they're investing continuously, that they, spend, or they invest with conferences even until dawn, Mother was saying, right? So Mother saying here that just as a tree with deep roots grows well, so universities develop best when they stand on solid principles and academic research. So that's why Sunmoon University, with his high-level professors, they're investing, so much. So we're also hoping that our, IPLC, Sonhwa, also our new generation in Cavite, can really be level up continuously. Later on, we can also reach through mothers or through parents' expectation. And through our institutions, we can really raise up our second and third generation to really become the future, right? Not only of our nation, but of the world. Aju, so really, Mother is explaining here that, as like the tree with deep roots grows well, also universities develop best when they stand on solid principles and academic research, right? That's why we have, already these things. We have the solid principles centering on the teachings of true parents also in our school, right? And then we have to strengthen academic research. That's why also during the PWPA last Saturday, I'm really, really inspired that, that Dr. Rahim could, present this amazing teaching of true parents centering on, our, blessing movement, strengthening strengthening families, and then supported by research, right? And also I remember the presentation of Dr. Kittel about, marriage matters. Also, this is based on the research, right? Also, we can use this, as a supplement to this, blessing movement, the strengthening of marriage and family, of our beloved true parents, right? So when it is really supported, with the fact, it became very powerful, true parents teaching. Aju, that's why after the presentation of Dr. Rahim, the Saturday, really a lot of questions, that because this is really the main thing that can solve all the problems of our society. Whatever problems we are doing, of course there are some solutions, but these are just temporary. Always goes back to the family, really strengthening family, the marriage between husband and wife, and then relationship between parents and children. Once we started to educate very well the young generations, when they grow up, they will grow up good. Then we can really ultimately solve all the problems in whatever aspect and sectors of society. Once families are strong, right, become ideal, become loving families, then really ultimately, that's why really it's amazing to present this in that level, high level. Even generals are asking. Actually, one of the speaker also last time we was asking. Really amazing. It's truly amazing. So we have our schools also. We have to strengthen more about the academic research, and then we connect this to the teachings of true parents, right? And then once we present this, the teachings of true parents are going to have more, impact, right? If it is supported with fact based on research. Aju, and then pointing out the problems, of our society, and then connecting them to true parents teaching, that this is really the ultimate solution. Really amazing. It will really impact even the the high level people. They can really realize how powerful the teachings of true parents in solving the problems of our society. So mother here is saying that the young people will serve as global leaders. Sun Moon University is an outward-looking institution with carefully designed and wide-ranging curricula. Its purpose is not for Korea alone. It is for the world. Our aim is to instill people with a global perspective, enabling them to meet the ever-evolving needs of businesses and society. I would like to develop Sun Moon University into the world's foremost institution of higher education so that young graduates can tell the world with confidence, I graduated from Sun Moon University. These young people will serve as global leaders. So one day it will going to happen. So this time we have some graduates already from Sun Moon University, like Yasun now in Japan. Also, Hwayong also graduated from Sun Moon University. I don't know who else from our second generation graduated, but I think we have some. And then this time also we have students in Sun Moon University. So I hope we can send, we really need to prepare and send our second generation. Of course, we have schools in the Philippines, but also, this school is directly being guided by True Mother, right? Sun Moon University. So if we can also send our children, our second generation there to study. And then Mother is aiming actually that one day, our graduates will going to say, I am a graduate of Sun Moon University. People who graduated from Harvard University or from Tokyo University, for example, or also from Seoul University, all these top universities. So when they graduated, wherever they go, they always bring that, and then they are very confident to say, I graduated from Harvard University. So Mother is aiming that one day. Also, our graduates will going to say, I am a graduate, I graduated from Sun Moon University. So these young people, Mother said, will serve as global leaders. Ju, so True Mother now is really, she also made like a reform with the, like, the leadership and, the curriculum of Sun Moon University. So really Mother is really directly now getting involved, and really True Mother is investing to really make Sun Moon University world's foremost institution of higher education. So truly amazing, our beloved True Mother, right? So Mother said that our aim is to instill people with a global perspective, enabling them to meet the ever-evolving needs of businesses and society. So actually in all aspects, not only, internally we are educating students, but even, with the highest also global perspective, centering on the businesses and all other courses. Really, we are investing. So that's why Mother said Sun Moon University is an outward-looking institution with carefully designed and wide-ranging curricula. So its purpose is not for Korea alone, but it is for the whole world. So True Mother is really thinking of raising up global leaders that will going to serve the world, not only Korea. This is really the heart of our True Mother. So that's why really one day our Sun Moon University now is already, I think, level A in Korea. So already we are really recognized. We are already on the top level in Korea now. But surely one day it will be recognized and really become the top university in the world. True Mother said, diamonds sparkle wherever they are. Its theology department, in particular, will cultivate its students to become teachers who can in turn train leaders around the world. Studying God's Word is as important as graduating from a good university, finding a good job, and supporting one's family and community. We need to understand there is an eternal world in heaven. Diamonds sparkle wherever they are. The new generation are like diamonds that will shine brilliantly wherever they may go. So, in Sun Moon, we have the theology department, and also we have, I think, we have also the pure love department. So Mother is explaining here that theology department in particular will cultivate its students to become teachers who can in turn train leaders around the world. So mothers emphasizing here that studying God's word is as important as graduating from a good university, finding a good job, and supporting one's family and community. That's why really studying God's words, one of the most important. It's like graduating from a good university when you study God's words. And then in our school, we have this department that really they study for purposely, focus with studying God's word. So mother said, we need to understand there is an eternal world in heaven. So this is really foremost important for our students, not only studying, externally or technically, but really most important, people needs to understand that about the spiritual world. There is an eternal world in heaven. People needs to know and understand that our life here is temporary. So our learning shouldn't only just within, this physical world. That's why we need to also understand. So through studying God's words that our university, Sun Moon University, is offering, right? Also through the theology department. So mothers emphasizing here that diamonds sparkle wherever they are. So the new generation are like diamonds that will shine brilliantly wherever they are. So our young generation, second, third generation, our young brothers and sisters, especially those who really graduated from Sun Moon University and from all our schools of true parents, right? And really learn both the internal and external, right? Not only the technical aspect, but most also internal is, our internal aspect, our purpose of life, right? Understanding heavenly parent and also understanding the spiritual world. So our new generations now, young generations, have made them become like diamonds, mother said, right? So diamonds sparkle everywhere, even though they are put in the mud, wherever they are, diamonds, right? Always they sparkle because they are genuine, right? So the same is true. Our young generations who are going to receive this education and will going to graduate or have graduated from our schools, they will going to shine brightly, through mother said, or they will shine brilliantly wherever they may go. Aju, really amazing that true parents, true mother this time are really investing so much actually for the education of our young people, and really through our schools, now our Sun Moon University will surely become really the top university in the world. So mother said, today our movement has schools around the world. So today our movement has schools around the world, from kindergartens to graduate schools. One is the Unification Theological Seminary, established in 1975 with an interreligious faculty, Catholic, Protestant, Greek Orthodox, Jewish, and Confucian, as well as Unificationist. Under the leadership of Dr. David S.C. Kim and Dr. Yang Un Kim, its Barrytown campus served as the base for the new Ecumenical Research Association and gave rise to the interdenominational conferences for clergy, the Youth Seminar on World Religions, and the Assembly of the World's Religions. So today, UTS is going strong at its mid-Manhattan campus. So yeah, actually we have also some leaders, I think, studying now also online to UTS in America. So True Mother now is telling us that we have schools all around the world. True parents have invested, right? And then we are one lucky nation receive, True Parents Love and investment. So we could have our schools now in our country. So let's really do our best to really raise up also really diamonds through our institutions. Aju, our young people, our second generations, especially also. So True Mother said, our hope is to raise our children as proud sons and daughters of God. So the purpose of all these schools is to ensure that increasing numbers of talented young people who know God's heart have access to education to support their commitment to creating a peaceful world. Parents should be passionate and work hard so that our blessed children can grow up pure and beautiful under God's will. Our true hope is to raise our children not just as sons and daughters of our own families, but as the proud sons and daughters of God. Aju? So mother is saying that what is the purpose of all these schools? So the purpose of all these schools is to ensure that increasing numbers of talented young people who know God's heart have access to education to support their commitment to creating a peaceful world. So it's really important. Of course, to study in good university is important, but also university that teach them about God's heart is very important. So Mother said, that's why these schools of ours is purposely to educate people and increase numbers of talented young people who knows God's heart, that have access to education to support their commitment to creating a peaceful world. And then really they're studying not only for themselves, but having the mind of, and commitment, having the commitment of creating a peaceful world. This is our young people, our second generation, our third generation, right? So through our schools, they will going to understand more God's heart, and then they will going to have this commitment to really create a peaceful world. Mothers also additionally saying here that parents should be passionate and work hard so that our blessed children can grow up pure and beautiful under God's will. So that's why we have to really also, invest and really work hard. We need to become passionate, through Mother said, especially in really doing our best in raising up our children, preparing them, right, very well, and educating them in their younger age. It's very important. That will become their foundation, right? So that really, and then really help them, raise them up in purity, and really become beautiful children of our Heavenly Parent and true parents. So really parents' role is very, very important, especially, this time in educating our children before they go to schools. We have to really do our best. Mother said we need to be passionate and work hard so that we can really raise up our blessed children very well, as pure and beautiful under God's will. And then Mother said, our true hope is to raise our children not just as sons and daughters of our own families, but as the proud sons and daughters of Heavenly Parents. So that's why we are always reminded that our children, they are not our own children alone, right? We are actually just caretaker of our second generations, our children. They are truly the children of our Heavenly Parent and true parents. So we really need to raise them up, not only our own sons and daughters, Mother said, but as the proud sons and daughters of our Heavenly Parent. Aju, really, schools where our children are going and attending is important. That's why we have to really select very well, right? So we are really lucky about our country, because of true parents' investment with our schools, our institutions. Now, some of our even second gen now are already teaching to some of our schools. Really, one day in our country also, our schools will become the top schools in our nation, that will going to really raise up children that will going to know God's heart, and then will going to have the commitment of really creating a peaceful world. Aju, so let's raise up our second and third generation, our young brothers and sisters, through our institutions, and really make them really become proud sons and daughters of our Heavenly Parent and our true parents. That's why schools are playing very important role. Not only the school, but the teachers, right? That's why we have to really select also teachers very well. So today, True Mother emphasize the importance of a school to nurture our young people so that they can really contribute in really creating a peaceful world. Aju, that's why really one day Sun Moon University will really become top university in the world. True Mother really is investing. I'm sure in this 7-year time period also, really Sun Moon will really rise up, right? So along with all the schools worldwide. So let's also do our best in the Philippines, really make our IPLC, our Sonwa, our new generation to really become the top schools in this nation that will going to raise up filial children and really true sons and daughters of our Heavenly Parent that will going to contribute in building a peaceful world. Aju. So with this, let us offer our gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents, our true mother, for her guidance today, really emphasizing the importance and value also of school and university for the education of our young generations. So let's really offer our gratitude to Heavenly Parents and true parents. And thank you very much once again, all brothers and sisters. The Heavenly Parents' love and blessings be always upon you and your families. Let's have a great day today. Thank you very much.
Kamsahamnida, our beloved national leader, for always assisting us in strengthening our life of faith through our daily hondake. And of course, let's thank our Heavenly Parent and true parents for their efforts in creating a better environment for us all to raise us as God's sons and daughters. Thank you very much, Heavenly Parent and true parents. And of course, I'd also like to take this moment to thank our elders who work in educational institutions to help better monitor how we progress as a community. Okay, thank you so much. I know a lot of you have offered many years serving our schools, especially here in Sonwa also. I'd like to acknowledge you all. And yeah, before I call on our sharers for today, I'd also like to share a little bit about our a reflection, my own personal reflection for our internal guidance today. I really 100% I agree that we really have the foundations of internal education very good, and I even if when I was still in high school, I used the Discovering the Real Me from published by the Universal Peace Federation during my report in values, and the feedback coming from my teacher was really wow. It's our teaching is really amazing. It's universal. It can be applied anywhere, and we know that the top performing universities in the world are mostly Catholic institutions, and they in fact, still very limited teaching, but ours is really universal. So it's something that we really should be proud of. And it's something that it's a feature of our educational institution that is unique to us alone. So that can really make our institution stronger if we build on that foundation. And of course, I also acknowledge the importance of evaluation and research. I may not have graduated from, although I did dream of being able to study in Sunman. Unfortunately, I did not have the capacity or the qualifications to do so. But God directed me somewhere else, also a top performing university, and I really used that to be able to contribute in our community. And that is where I also learned the importance of evaluation and research in Ateneo. And diamonds sparkle wherever you are. So if you may not have the chance or opportunity to study in our school, be the best in the schools that you study in, and then come back to us. Come back to us and contribute in our community and be the best also, and inspire others to be the best. Using holistic education, really. Your mother is really internally and externally, what do you call this, attuned. It's really important to have a holistic approach in terms of education. And yes, I will not take long. I'm also very excited to hear reflections from our elders. And first, we will be hearing from Professor Azucena Abusa. Good morning po, Professor. Welcome.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone, to all our leaders and to President Reverend Leo. Hello, good morning to all our members and our hardworking full-time members. Good morning to all. Actually, I am very inspired this morning because of the topic wherein True Mother is giving us an inspiration, a university changing the world. Being a teacher, I'm a teacher in accounting. It was really my dream that we can incorporate. It was always my dream when I teach that I can incorporate divine principle, insert divine principle to my students. Even when I was working in Papua New Guinea, I use my break to my students to enlighten them with divine principle. And I know it's a very, very inspiring teaching to the students. How we wish if we can multiply the Sun Moon University, the Songhua School, to all our provinces, entire our nation, not only in our nation, but entire world, just like the dream of a true mother, that through a really holistic school that can build and mold our students, both mind and heart. And that is the dream of our two parents, that we really can educate and mold our students from elementary to high school and college, that they would become a God-centered person, not only in terms of skills and talents, but they can contribute to God's providence. There is really a need to overhaul. We pray that we can overhaul our educational system, wherein we can insert, really, it's our dream that divine principle can be one subject in our educational system, not only in the Philippines, but also the entire world, wherein people, all people, especially the young ones, students, from their younger life, they really can internalize the teachings of divine principle. I'm very proud that we have our Songhua University, a Songhua school for the blessed children. And I hope that we can also multiply this Songhua school, not only to the blessed children, but those other children also can have the opportunity to learn in our school. And the Sun Moon University can also be expanded and be multiplied to all our provinces and to all the world, especially those depressed nation that is, and there are so many resources supposedly available, but we're not able to utilize these resources instead. We really pray that we can be able to build our own school, not only Sun Moon University in Korea, but also in our country, Philippines, and we can penetrate the Department of Education and be able to overhaul our educational system. I feel that there are so many useless subjects incorporated. If only the divine principle subject is inserted there, I know there are so many people, so many students we can be able to mold and make them a God-centered person and become diamonds in our country and become diamonds to the world. Thank you very much. Thank you to our two parents. Thank you to the inspiring continuous inspiration of Reverend Leo Halog, and to all our elders and our full-time members. Thank you very much. Sahamnida. Thank you.
Thank you very much po, Professor Abuso. I salute you din po as a teacher, as a fellow teacher. It's not easy at all being a teacher. It's really a field wherein you can grow your heart and grow your mind and embrace different personalities. Thank you po. And I share your dream din po to spread the words of our Heavenly Parent and true parents in our schools in DepEd. Adu, it's doable. And currently, I'm actually working with a college here to make a module for a course. I am planning to integrate the divine principle already. So, yes, there are many ways we can definitely spread the words of our Heavenly Parent and true parents. And next, I'll be calling on a fellow teacher also. Was not related to me, Char. I'd like to call on Professor Nonilo Olohoy, my dear father. And I will exit muna. Still using the same device.
Okay, thank you very much, Teacher Naomi, and to our leader, uh, Reverend Tayo Angelo Halog. Good morning, as well as to our elders, to the John Bo couples, blessed families, and all the members. Actually, I was tracked on 3 or 4 points on the sharing. So first, I would like to say that although Sanmon University has become a prestigious university nowadays, but if we look behind the history of its development, then we can come to value it all the more. That is why, as stated by True Mother, it was not easy really. It started from scratch, and even to the point that it received accreditation. So it's really time to reflect on the things that we enjoy now, or we somehow look with neglect or with not so much value. But if we really look behind history, then we can see the value. So in everything that we enjoy now or we have now, it's really important that we look behind the blood, sweat, and tears behind its emergence or its built up. So also in our personal life, we cannot just judge a person externally or the way we look at him. We can value him all the more if we can also know his history, especially the contributions that he had in the past. And yeah, so we really salute our elders who went through a very difficult time. As we know, also diamonds are good to look at. We value it, but diamonds do not come about in an instant. They are not diamonds right then and there. They went through so much pressure on the earth. So that is to say that we can also grow and really reach our full potential if we invest sacrifices, if we really go through so much blood, sweat, and tears also. So as we say, a father is not a gentle teacher. He is a hard teacher because he knows that is the only way for us to really become stronger, more successful. That is if we are able to go through so much pressure. That is how we come out with our best abilities, with our best potentials. And also, as related in the sharing today, we can realize that we need to value each moment and each opportunity that we come to deal with people. Just like in the case of the distant relative of mother, who really was frustrated because he did not receive support for his project, the Chinese Korean dictionary at that moment. But at that time, it was only the true parents who supported her, or him rather. And because of that foundation, that bond uh, built in a time of crisis or difficulty, then it is an unforgettable tie or bond created. And because of that, it laid a foundation that it is easier for true mother to solicit the support of the distant relatives in the Sunhat Peace Prize Committee. So he can easily, or she can easily, or she was able to successfully get the support of Mr. Kim for the project. So in our case also, we somehow take for granted a fleeting moment perhaps, but there will be some time that that person will be of help for us someday. So it is really good if we value its moment and value the opportunity for relating with people. Yeah, because sometimes people tend to forget all the good things that we have done for them, but focus on the mistakes that we have. So we should be very careful also in our relationships. For example, if in times of need, you just neglect someone or dismiss it, but it turns out that he is the precise person that you need for your future programs or projects, then it will be very difficult for you to approach the person anymore because of that experience. Okay. And third, Naomi also had a head start on me on this. Diamonds are sparkle everywhere. As I said already, I already shared this pala. Know that training difficulties are like the pressure that will refine us and really train us to become what we are capable of. Our full potential, we can reach our full potential through it. Okay, but it is also sad to note that although our educational system is undergoing some transformation, but as I experience as a teacher that instead of values education receiving the priority or the greatest weight in our educational system, it is the least important. And students tend to regard it with least interest, maybe because also the teachers demonstrate that they also regard it as just another burden, maybe, or not that important, that we tend to focus only on the academic development of the students. But it is the opposite actually, because the tools that we have can only be used for good if the personality or the person using that was trained through the right values, with the right values. Okay. I would like also to share that I was given the opportunity to come up with a module for peace communication. Actually, peace communication is a new subject. That is why some schools, particularly here in Cagayan de Oro City, the Cagayan de Oro College, FINMA, a former teacher of mine requested me to make a module. But since I was very busy, I asked the support of Naomi that instead of me, she'll be the one to make the module. Besides, she is more, it's better with technology or computer or ICT skills. So I asked her, but I'm so happy that you accepted, because this is actually our opportunity to also share to them the principle. This is something new. Because of the problem of conflict around the world, the UN came up with this course and encourage schools to also make this part of the curriculum of schools. So it is our opportunity to also share the principle, and actually Naomi is contemplating and using our materials for this new subject. Okay, really the principle is great and we can share it in whatever way we can, but the best way to really influence others is through our own life. Okay, because I consider myself, our own selves, as the church, the school. Yeah, because you are educating people more concretely, not just through your words, but through your behavior, through your lifestyle. So even if you don't say a word, if they can see rather great things about you, then you don't need to say much anymore. But if you say so much things, but they cannot see those things that you are expounding through your words in your life, then they will not believe you. So it's really a challenge to live a life, a principled life, to really give life to the words of true parents through our own lives. Okay, maybe I'm taking long already. I would like to thank the opportunity for sharing with you, and I would like to thank everyone for listening up to this time. Good morning, everyone. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Papi. Yes, thank you also, Professor Abusa, for sharing your reflections. I believe a lot of us have um, something to contribute to the Providence, and for our family, I guess it's education. It's very timely also. um, do we have others who would like to share their reflection? Or it's already time? Okay, we have 3. Yes, Kuya Edward.
Yes, hello, good morning again. I'm really inspired to hear at this time. I remember that true parents doesn't just train and develop leaders who will become religious leaders, but actually is trying to uh, also develop leaders who will become nation builders. That means if you will become nation builders, it means that it includes economics, science, even encourage leaders in Korea to run for a political position. Actually, he was able to let those leaders run, but they were not able to make it. All have been prepared for us. Mission. Trump encourages us to make our own tribe so that we can be able to win the election. All these things are paired by our true parents. So it is very important that from this time on, we will not just focus on a religious aspect of our life, but including all those areas in which a nation can be built. So I hope that we will not we will strive for becoming leaders in our political arena. A lot of our members who are actually can be leaders in that area. So I hope and pray that in the future we will really be able to work together, be strong together, and be able to change the world through all areas of our life, because that's what true parents had envisioned from the very beginning. Thank you very much. God bless us all.
Thank you very much po, Kuya Edward, for sharing your reflection. And unfortunately po, brothers and sisters, I know many of you have more to share, meaningful insights to share, but we are very limited in time. You could, of course, share that with us through the chat box. We would really appreciate that po. And at this moment, I'd like to give the mic back to the HQ for their announcements po.
Good morning to all our leaders, brothers and sisters. Here are the news and announcement. There will be an Asia Pacific Sunday School Teachers Training Workshop on November 20 and 21, 2021. This is for current and former Sunday school teachers, teachers who want to teach at Sunday school, and for all blessed families and members interested in teaching in Sunday school age 18 and above. For requirements, at least graduate of the 21 days Divine Principle Seminar and be able to understand the blessing lecture. This is open to first and second generation. For more information, please contact Mrs. Kayo Halog, the Education Department Head of Blessed Children age 3 to 12 at 0967-246-9149. On November 27, 2021, the Chonbo Asia Pacific branch will hold its 12th Yojong Chonbo Special Online event. We are accepting applications starting today, November 1, until November 24, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. For registration, please email at hjcbfields@gmail.com or message at our official Facebook page, HJ Chonbo Fields. We would like also to remind all blessed families and members about the Yojong offering. The purpose of this condition is first, offering to our beloved True Mother. Second, to support the launching of the Pacific Christian Leadership Conference. And this is for all blessed families and members in Heavenly Asia Pacific too. Donation amount for blessed families at least 2,100 pesos, and for individuals or single members at least 700 pesos. You can send your donation until November 30, 2021. Here is the number of members from different regions who have already made their donations. For your donations, please send it to the following bank accounts. For peso donation, you can send it to our PNB peso account. And for dollar donation, you can send it to our BPI dollar account. So that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you po, Ate Yevs, for the announcement. Now let us express our gratitude and conviction to heaven by offering our individual At this point, may I request Professor Renato Abuso, is he here po for our closing prayer? Okay. In his stead, Professor Azucena Abuso will offer the closing prayer po.
Okay. Let us pray. Our most loving heavenly parents and true parents, heaven and mankind, thank you so much for this opportunity, for today's blessing and inspiration that you have given us through our morning devotion and through the inspiring words that you have sent to us from True Mother to our national leader, Reverend Leo Halog. Thank you so much, loving Father, that you are always inspiring us every day and for giving us our strength and life to continue for the providence and for attending our true parents and true mother. This is our earnest desire, loving Father, that we could really instill the heart of education to all our children, to all people, to all students, especially students who are the core in this era, that we could become God-centered person through building a university or a school wherein we really can incorporate the divine principle. We really pray that our Department of Education here in the Philippines can receive inspiration, that we can insert the divine principle as one of the main subjects, especially in high school and college level. Thank you so much, loving Father, for unconditionally giving us your love, guidance every day. And this we pray in the most precious name of our beloved two parents, and in our name, Rene and Sining Aboso, Central Blessed Family. Aju, Aju, Aju. Thank you.
Aju. Thank you po, Professor Azucena, for your heartfelt prayer. Now, let us express our gratitude and conviction to heaven by offering our individual prayer. Aju, Aju, Aju. Okay. All right, brothers and sisters, let us wholeheartedly offer our morning greetings. First, to our precious Heavenly Parent and true parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parent and true parents.
Morning po.
Next, to our leaders. Good morning, dear leaders, our national leader, and of course to Mr. and Mrs. Kettle.
Good morning.
Thank you also for your hard work. Let us now greet our beloved blessed families and brothers and sisters. Good morning, Ohio.
Good morning, Mandaluyong Center. Good morning,
Of course,
Mandaluyong
good morning,
Center.
our ancestors.
Kumusta kayo dyan?
Sisters.
Have a
Good morning,
Morning.
Tayalan.
Salamat.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, everyone.
Blessed November.
Sir Milky, good morning po.
Thank you for very nice.
Raymar, good morning. Sabon ni Raymar.
Good morning, everyone.
good morning.
Roel, hi Luceno family. Good morning po, Sir Roel.